Yo, what's up? This LB here, back at y'all with another one. Shout out to my brother, Ticket TV, Behind the Sports Podcast, 2 Alpha TV, Black Reality TV, the OG KQKC, along with the brothers of the Lions Den basketball community. Make sure you go subscribe to respective channels. Get the video a like, hit subscribe. Let's get into the funk. And once again, shout out to my brother, Ticket TV and 2 Alpha TV. They did videos about this. I'm going to give my twist, my take on Kendrick Perkins. Now, this is a guy that has went from being resident scrub on the basketball court to go-to talking head on ESPN. Now, we all know that Kendrick Perkins is a beneficiary of the paychecks that Clutch Sports has paid him. So he's going to come out and say the buffoonery on a daily basis. So when he comes out and spits his buffoonery, we're going to be twice as hard on his fucking ass. Because he comes on TV and talks that BS. Now, in the latest and greatest of Kendrick Perkins hits, this dude yesterday went on The Jump, right? And the first thing I want to say is that segment there was some bullshit, right? And I didn't like the fact that how they disrespected Kawhi Leonard and Rachel Nichols and her little in that little montage talk about Kawhi and the Kawhiettes. That's so disrespectful. And you wonder why ESPN does not have the credibility they had before. Because when you got useless hacks that come on TV and say the stuff they say on a daily basis, that's so disrespectful of Rachel Nichols to say that. But yet, if I call it out, then I'm a misogynist. You don't like females. The fuck out of here. Fuck out my face. Now, I'm going to give you the difference between fact and fiction, okay? Because, you got a lot of people out here that just quick to throw out the word facts. Well, here's the difference between fact and fiction, okay? Now, Kendrick Perkins referenced a game in the playoffs 2 years ago, right? And he used that as Kendrick Perkins used that playoff game where, he shot terrible from the field, only had 5 points or whatever like that. That was against the Utah Jazz. So he used that as a prop to justify his talking point. He used that to justify him shitting on Paul George. He used that as a prop to define Paul George's playoff legacy. And that's bullshit. Shout out to, TJ89 TV, Adrian Barbie, One Anna Thomas in the building. Shout out to Shy Tick as well. So, okay, so you using that to justify your talking point as far as questioning playoff P's resume, that's fiction, okay? That's fiction. What's fact is you, sir, are a scrub. What have you done in the playoffs? Huh? What have you done in the playoffs to justify you coming out taking a crap on Paul George? Huh? What have you done? You ain't done shit. I appreciate that, One Anna Thomas. I really do appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Terry Borgard in the building as well. See, this is what I don't understand. This dude comes on TV on a daily basis and spew out the nonsense. You talk about, well, I need Paul George to be that rider. You know what I'm saying? Well, the same way Kendrick Perkins needed you to be that rider when you was with OKC. Maybe, just maybe, if he averaged more than 3 points in the NBA Finals, OKC would win the NBA championship. And Golden State was gonna offer you $55 million fucking dollars? Have they lost their fucking mind? Golden State was gonna offer you $55 million. I wouldn't pay your ass $55,000, let alone $55 million. Paul George did way more than Anthony Davis in the playoffs. Duh. And I'm glad Juanita Thomas called that out. Paul George has done way more than Anthony Davis. But you're going to just not talk about that, right? You're just going to leave that out, right? See, this is why I keep telling everybody about the misinformation in the media. You take one game and Paul George has played in 11, 15, 22, 41, 60, 71. He's played in 76 career playoff games. But you take the one playoff game he had a bad game in, and you use that to justify or define his playoff performances, right? You use that to define Paul George in the playoffs, right? Out of 76 fucking games, you pick one game from 2 years ago to define Paul George, right? The fuck out of here, Kendrick Perkins. You cannot take one game out of 76 to define this man's playoff, to define this man in the playoffs. But we could take you, however, we could take your whole career. Whether it be in the regular season, whether it be in the playoffs, whether it be in the offseason, it don't matter. We can take your resume and define you to be the scrub that you are. Did you forget the motherfuckers that they had around Paul George when he was with Indiana? Did you forget that? Decline of Danny Granger had no impact. This dude was hurt more than he was on the court. And then when he was on the court, he was nowhere to be found. Roy Hibbert, another motherfucker that did nothing. That was more of a liability than an asset. Dude was averaging 28 points on 2 torn shoulders, man. On torn shoulders. You know how it is to have a torn shoulder? To try to even shoot the ball? But yet, you get ass clowns that, come on my channel, come on 2 Raw channel, come on Ticket channel. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy James Hayes. He's about to have a channel up. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you go subscribe to James Hayes. I'll leave a link in the I'll put a link in the chat room at some point. So y'all can go subscribe to him. So they come on our channels, right? And they talk that dumb shit without doing their research. Right? Let's not forget we got LeBron James flunkies in the media. That anytime somebody leave their king out their top 10 or their top 5, they circle the wagons to denigrate the man. Look what they did to Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce is more than qualified. This dude's going to be a future first ballot Hall of Famer. He leaves LeBron James out of his top 5, and here come his flunkies, circling the wagons, shitting all over his thing. He's more than qualified. Kendrick Perkins is not qualified. And he makes me sick. He's always on that bullshit every fucking day. Kendrick Perkins continues to be on that bullshit every fucking day. He should have retired after his 2008 NBA championship. Look, when they show a montage of Kendrick Perkins, On ESPN, do they show a montage of Kendrick Perkins, hitting the and one? Huh? Do they show a montage of Kendrick Perkins dunking on somebody? No, they show a montage of him getting dunked on. Okay? Did they show uh, did they show a montage of Kendrick Perkins, grabbing offensive rebounds and putting in that crucial putback for the team to propel them to a victory? No. Now I already told you that they show montages of Kendrick Perkins getting dunked on, but the only other montage of video that they show you on ESPN when it comes to Kendrick Perkins, it shows him coming off the bench celebrating. This dude's disgusting. I don't respect that dude, man. For real, man. I ain't got no respect for that motherfucker, man. I mean, for all the stuff that he has said on TV, all the stuff that he has said on his social media account, for all the stuff that, man, it is nauseating. This dude is annoying. He's disgusting, and I don't respect this motherfucker, man. Straight up, man. This dude is a fucking minstrel show, yo. He's a minstrel show. Now, mind you, let's not forget that at one point in time, LeBron James wanted Paul George. Oh, you forget about that, right, Kendrick Perkins? Did you forget about the fact that at one point or another, Yo King wanted Paul George? And when Paul George asked LeBron to stay in Cleveland and LeBron didn't want to stay, he said no. And then when LeBron signed with the Lakers, because remember at one point or another, Paul George asked to be traded to the Lakers. He wanted to go to the Lakers. But what Indiana do? They traded him to OKC. He was going to do that 1 year in OKC and then sign with the Lakers. But when he learned that LeBron James signed with the Lakers, he was like, nah, I'm going to go somewhere else. And then he lied to everybody talking about, how he was always a lifelong Clippers fan. That's bullshit. He saw how LeBron moved. Look, LeBron is an all-world talent, right? He's a generational talent. He is a future first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. When he leaves this game, he is going to be, in my opinion, one of the top 10 players ever. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the way these LeBron extremists or these LeBron supremacists go out their way to shit on other athletes, also they can prop up this guy. It's disgusting. Like I said before, LeBron James is, in a way, this is his fault. This is his fault in a way because he could stop this shit. He can stop this shit. He can call these motherfuckers up like, look, I don't want you guys slandering these players that I'm playing against. These guys, just as talented as I am, and these guys out here working hard. He can do that, but the problem is he don't do that. So yes, he is responsible. Just like he can go to Nike right now and be like, hey, I need you to lower price on my shoes, man. Instead of charging $185, put it down to about $30 or something like that. He can do that. He has the clout to do that. He has the cachet to do that. But does he do that? No, he doesn't do that. Now, I tell y'all before, Kendrick Perkins out here is that side hoe doing side shows and whatnot. Disgusting, man. This dude's disgusting, man. This dude who ain't done shit his whole entire fucking career. He stays getting dunked on by people. You tried to come back for the NBA. Nobody wanted you. So yet, After you realize that nobody wanted you, you go on ESPN and cut these fucking jigs. Disgusting, man. Disgusting. Paul George deserves the respect that we're giving him. And he deserves a lot of respect. PG-13, his game is rated R in my opinion. What up, Jacob Jennings? A six-man? Man, you're giving him too much credit. You call Kendrick Perkins a six-man, Sean and Roger Cole? Look, this is the thing. Kendrick Perkins wouldn't get off the bench, let alone he wouldn't even be on my roster, let alone coming off the bench. Really? Six-man? Shit. Man, you being generous. That motherfucker wouldn't be nowhere near my roster. Okay? And any GM or scout or anybody who call myself recommending him to me, their ass getting fired on the spot. That's right. Tell him what it is, Jacob Jennings. This dude is overrated, man. He was overrated coming out. And just the thing, this motherfucker was in the same draft class as LeBron James. He was drafted like 27th overall. Look, Kendrick Perkins is so bad, you got to create him on NBA 2K, okay? That's how bad he is. Because that's the closest he will get to an NBA court. Now, we talked about this earlier today, man. The Clippers are the biggest threat to the Los Angeles Lakers right now. But, I mean, if you think about it, we might have to revise that idea. I don't even think the Lakers might even see the Clippers, because if Portland make the playoffs, man, the Lakers going to be in big trouble in that first round. Here come, Kendrick Perkins playing the role of Captain Save-A-Ho, running his mouth, all with the purpose of uplifting his king. I tell you, boy, where do they get these motherfuckers at? Where? Where do they get these ass from? Where could they be? Now, I'm going to show y'all something, okay? I'm going to show y'all something, right? Because, these motherfuckers straight lie to us on a daily basis, right? So this is where we got to do our research, you know what I'm saying? For you motherfuckers that are out here that don't, this is what I do on a daily basis. When they come on TV and say the shit they say, I go in and I read these numbers off, and look at that. 2018, 2019, 28.6 points. Let's see, 2017, 2018 in the playoffs, 24.7. 2016, 2017 in 4 games, 28. 2015, 2016, 27.3. 2013, 2014, 22.6. What the fuck are you talking about, Kendrick Perkins? So a guy who's been out here, since 2013, averaged at least 20 a game, 22, 27, 28, 24, 28. So a guy that been averaging at least 25 points in the playoffs since the 2013 season. But you got questions about his playoff acumen? You got questions? No, the bigger question is why the fuck ESPN paying you to say the shit you're saying on TV? Your ass should be out there selling groceries at goddamn HEB. Not selling, bagging groceries. You should be bagging groceries at HEB. So Paul George could be held to account, right? Let me understand something. Shout out to the best fighter in the building. Shout out to Donald Woods Jr. in the building as well. So let me understand something. So Paul George could get held to account. Now, mind you, this dude, There was a period of time when Paul George fractured his leg. He fractured his leg playing for Team USA. Gruesome injury. So he can come back, and people are going to hold him to account for that. Dude had 2 torn shoulders. They go hold him to account for that. But yet, you get a guy like Gordon Hayward that gets a pass. Gordon Hayward gets a pass. Right? Dude go out there and play like shit, and he gets a pass. Paul George, he goes out there, has a bad game. Now we want to hold him account. We want to bring him into court. Hold him guilty in the court of public opinion, right? No, that ain't going down like that. It ain't going down like that. Shout out to Brandon Davis, man, in the chat room. Same thing as Stephen Brown. Salute to you, Stephen Brown. For real, man. He made me sick. This dude out here, he over there crapping on all these players like he was an all-star. That's the whole thing about it. He's shitting on all these superstars, but yeah, he no all-star. Dude ain't even became close to being an all-star. The closest that Kendrick Perkins came to becoming an all-star was buying a ticket on StubHub. Okay? And then ain't even have enough class to sit courtside. Look, the Clippers are the biggest threat to win the NBA championship. They're the odds-on favorite to win the NBA championship. And it gets on my nerves when you got people like Kendrick Perkins that come on TV and lie on a daily basis. Hold on, let me understand something. You spent all that time on the bench while you was a player and you didn't break down the games? I know some fat people right now that can break down the chicken better than you can break down a game. Ask Brian Windhorst, he know all about breaking down chickens. The motherfucker ate them shits. He your constituent. Ask him about breaking down the chicken. That motherfucker will tell you how to break down the chicken in 60 seconds. So what the hell was you doing all those years when you was riding the bench? Were you watching the game? What was you doing? I'm just trying to figure out what the hell was you doing all those years you was riding the bench? And then you got USA Today have some nerve talk about how he's some X Factor or whatever like that. That same guy you out here caping for, that same guy you out here, slobbing on the knob and licking shafts and shit. And yet, when you was with Cleveland in 2018, you, however, my friend, was riding the bench. You out there wearing suits with cut off jeans and shit. But yet, that's how much of X Factor you was, right? He don't make no Brian Windhorst, man. Brian Windhorst is LeBron James dick rider too. The same guy that, like I said before, the same guy who looked like he robbed a hamburger. Yeah. He don't make no goddamn valid points, man. He another LeBron James flunky too. For real, man. His feet can't even touch the floor. Can you ever notice whenever he be on these segments on ESPN, he sit down on those computer chairs and his feet can't even touch the floor? Shout out to Chris Jones in the chat room. Telling you, man, that motherfucker will tell you the best briskets in Texas, man. Yeah, I gotta do him like that because that motherfucker shit all over Kendrick. He shit all over Carmelo Anthony. Remember that? Talk about, oh, well, you can't, you can't have, you can't, the Lakers can't send a Kendrick Perkins type player. He said that about Carmelo Anthony. I'll never forget that. the walking incarnation, a Jabba the Hutt off Return of the Jedi. Yeah, that motherfucker said that about goddamn Carmelo Anthony. The Lakers should not sign a Kendrick Perkins type player. That's what he said. I'm serious as a shark attack, dude. He said that. So he trying to say that Carmelo Anthony is on the same talent level as Kendrick Perkins. I'm not making this up. He said that on the interview. It went on ESPN. There was an interview. He said it on the interview on the podcast. Not making this up. He said Carmelo Anthony is a Kendrick Perkins type player. Look, as far as I'm concerned, Kendrick Perkins would do a better job feeding his two Rottweilers kibbles and bits before he break down an NBA game. This dude over here calling himself trying to dribble a basketball. I know motherfuckers that dribble in their pillow better than he dribbling a basketball. Shout out to Aaron Garnett in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? There's my Cash App. There's my PayPal. Hit me. Hit me up. Oh, and also subscribe to my Patreon as well. I'll put a link to my Patreon in the chat room. Yeah, man, this dude out here talking all that shit about talking all that shit, man. Fuck that motherfucker, man. Fuck Kendrick Perkins too. I can't stand these LeBron James flunkies, man. I can't stand them. And then if the Lakers lose in the playoffs or whatever, that you know, oh man, dude, look, I'm a Lakers fan, and the Lakers better not lose these playoffs. I don't give a fuck what they got to do. They better not lose these playoffs, because I'm gonna go the fuck in. I'm gonna do a Pelican dive on that fucking ass if they lose this playoff, and you better not lose in the first round. You better not lose it. I mean, it's bad enough that you don't win the championship, but you better not lose in the first round. Man, you late, man. I always been on all the smoke, man. You late. Shit. Kendrick Perkins, man, you just don't know how bad this dude pisses me off, man. A guy that averaged 5.4 points, and let me make sure I get his career averages right. I'm going to make sure I got his career averages right. Shout out to Jacob Jennings for my dog salute 100 all day, homie. Appreciate you for your Cash App donation. See Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick the Menace. Let's see what he's a guy that let me see what his averages, career averages. Put this up on the screen for you. Now I'm warning you that your eyes might, pop out your sockets when you see these, gaudy numbers. Look at these numbers right here. These gaudy numbers right here. Look at these numbers right here, man. These are Hall of Fame numbers. Look at these Hall of Fame numbers right here, man. 5.4 points, 5.8 rebounds, 1 assist. With a 10.7 player efficiency rating, right? Man, I'm telling you, man, those numbers right there will get you in the Hall of Fame, buddy. Those numbers right there, man, will make you a first ballot Hall of Famer. Boy, I tell you, man, if I could put up those type of numbers right there, man, I'm telling you, man, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and give me my motherfucking endorsement right now. Endorse me for president, goddammit. So a guy that averaged those numbers, think he had the qualifications to talk about a man that has averaged more points in his sleep. Kendrick Perkins couldn't score 30 points in his fucking dreams, let alone in a real NBA game. But yet, He's sitting up there putting up those numbers, and he got nerve to talk about Paul George. The fuck out of here, man. What up, James J 2121? What's up? He got nerve to put up those numbers, but yet he out here talking shit about Paul George, right? Like he qualified to talk about anybody. He running around here acting like his doo-doo don't stink. Man, Kendrick Perkins ain't doing shit. If he's skinny, he's fat, or anywhere else in between, he ain't doing a goddamn thing. I couldn't get Kendrick Perkins to score 30 points in 2K or NBA Live. I'm telling you, man, he's that bad. You got to create Kendrick Perkins on the video game. He's not gonna be on the NBA roster. Even if you were to go to the free agent pool, you won't find him. Okay? You're not gonna find him in the free agent pool. You got to create Kendrick Perkins. Shout out to Real Facts TV in the building, man. And you wonder why we come on here every day and destroy this dude, man. You wonder why we come on this bitch and destroy this dude, man. This dude just does all this bullshit, man. He does this bullshit, man, continuously. With no conscience, man. That's the crazy thing about it, man. This dude is unapologetic about his stupidity. Yeah, I know you been telling me, Jacob Jennings, man. I remember that. We talked about that. Remember, you came on a live panel and talked about how this dude got dunked on and shit by a 6'5" guy. If I was a scout and I see a 6'11" dude getting bammed on by a 6'5" guy, there's a pretty good chance I'd walk out that arena with nothing. I would probably go somewhere else. I probably would go to Wendy's and get me one of their hamburgers or something like that. Really? I mean, there's so many people that I would rather play over Kendrick Perkins. Man, look, I don't know if I should be saying this, but you know what? Whatever. I'd rather get a Ouija board and a book and reincarnate one of them past players from the dead before I pick Kendrick Perkins. He sucks. And happy birthday to you once again, Real Fact TV. Happy birthday to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Hope your birthday is going well. That don't surprise me. That don't surprise me at all. Now, I'll put a link in the chat room if you guys want to come in and talk about, how you feel about this Bama. Well, if he clap back at me, I'm going to clap back at him. I don't give a fuck about what money and what status he got. Think I give a fuck about that? All right, what you got on this fuckboy, man?
He sucks. He's no good. He's a waste of time. How can you talk about Paul George like that, man? Paul George is your pure scorer. And then they can play two-way. You can play up and down the court. How can you talk about this man? Your career is all but a bum. You the bum. You're not but a waste of my time, man. That's a kissing ass, man. What shit is that? What's wrong with these people, man? That's a line on TV, man. I can't handle the truth.
Hey, that's how bad Kendrick Perkins is. He's not even better than the worst WNBA player.
Sad, man. They will come out your shit on people, though. Hey, that's fucked up, man.
Shout out to Old Dog Pierce in the building.
Man. Sad, man. Man. Come on, man. And Paul George, people forget about Paul George in Indiana, bro. They really forget about that guy in Indiana. Like, y'all serious? Have I seen it, man? Go look at the text in Indiana, man. Y'all go see. But you look at the one in Oklahoma City. Shit, Oklahoma City, he did even better. He averaged 28 points a game last year. What they call that? They call that shit bombs. How? What's wrong, man? You gotta cut this cabinet shit out, bro.
Because that's what it is. It is capping.
That's basically what it is, man. They had your cabinet. What they capping for? That's what that man did, y'all. He out there at the bubble right now. I think, but they won't come out here and talk about J.R. Smith being a savior. How is J.R. Smith gonna be a savior of this franchise, dog? So they just lost Rondo. That's a big loss for the Lakers. They lost Avery Bradley. That's gonna be a big loss for the Lakers. You respect KCP, Deion Waiters, J.R. Smith, Jared Dudley, Marquise Morris to do that bullshit? Come on, man. Quinn Cook. Come on, man. LeBron cannot be Superman. They're gonna run him to the ground. Period.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Dog Pierce, man. I appreciate that, homie.
Sad, man. But then if LeBron loses, they're gonna bring him AD, JR though, and Dwight Howard, and JaVale McGee, and Danny Green instead of him. Come on, man. You too much shit for me. LeBron the whole fake, man. Period. You got your ladder, but it's so damn thing. But he don't want to hold nobody. But he don't want to hold his own self accountable. I won't talk about other people though. Come on, man. They gonna go out here and make that tweet talking about everybody on Twitter. How you know? You can't speak for everybody. That's your problem. Fuck. Bitch ass nigga. You better win this shit,
man.
You better win this shit, because if you don't, we'll flame on his ass. Period. Well, what's gonna be the excuse now, JR? I guess so. Scapegoat.
Exactly, Dog Pierce. That's what I say. The only competition Perk would give anybody is an eating contest.
That's all that he got.
You know what I'm saying? Man. His king continues to go in and trade half a goddamn team.
Really, like what made up 60 trades his whole career? Kobe Bryant didn't do that. Michael Jordan didn't do that. Carmelo never. I don't think Carmelo did that. But this shit on his career though. Come on, man. Just this shit, man. Come on. I want a prime Carmelo, man. Give me a prime Carmelo over a prime LeBron James. A prime Carmelo will kill LeBron, man. Period.
Man, you just don't know how bad this motherfucker pisses me off, man. Anytime this Bama come on TV and say the shit he say, bro.
I'm telling you, bro, what is you hating for, man? What is you hating on the man for? He didn't do nothing. Oh, there's some hoes, man. Period.
I mean, he stayed trashing on these NBA players.
For what? What they do you? Shit. But when the Clippers win, I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing.
And he a clown, man. I don't respect this motherfucker, man. He a clown.
He is. He a waste. He a bum. What is he doing on TV? I put bombs on TV, man. LeBron out here putting bombs on TV to bound down to you, man. You're wrong, man. Some real niggas on TV. I'll do all that. If you do that, they're gonna see you though.
I mean, the motherfucker had the nerve to criticize Joel Embiid of all. You know what I'm saying?
Joel Embiid better than you, man.
This dude had the nerve to criticize Joel Embiid for crying out loud. Like, look, Joel Embiid with a broken leg is better than you at 100%.
Yes. And then Jay Williams, his bug dance ass will come out to talk about the players. Look, they need to. They're the voice. They're the right to say what the fuck they want to say. Why don't you go your ass down now? The rest of them Bammers. Bunch of bug dancing. Go your ass down there, and then you'll see.
And I want y'all to see this, man. We're going to look at Kendrick Perkins' montage of fucking missteps while as an NBA player. We're gonna look at this montage. Look at this shit.
Yeah, that's when he was in New Orleans. Yeah.
Set a pick for nobody. Look at this montage of missteps.
Man. but he won't get on. But he won't play with KD though. So what? Look at that shit. Yeah.
You can't make this up, man.
Yeah. Look at it, man.
I mean, look at these montage of plays, man. You can't make this
terrible,
up.
Dog. Shit is terrible.
He's
pissing
KD
off.
this.
Blake Griffin. The great. Look at D Wade. D Wade in his prime. Look at this shit, man. I was traveling, sucker. Elvin Judges. Didn't make like Jack. Yeah. They got no jump shooter, Jack. Just that damn paint. Stick that damn post, you Jack. Yeah, playing the boss. Jamal Crawford. Oh, bum, man. You gonna talk about
that's
Paul
the same
George.
guy that's running around here shitting on Kawhi Leonard, shitting on Paul Pierce, shitting on Joel Embiid.
That's what I'm saying, dog. Paul Pierce, he got mad when Paul Pierce put his top 5 up now. He put LeBron. He ranked. LeBron a top 5 player. Paul Pierce is more close to LeBron. They don't even want to talk about that. But don't you know why they call him the truth? He clutch. In big games, he gonna show up. The Finals MVP for a reason. Don't get mad at Paul Pierce. See me? At least Paul Pierce gonna keep it real. He ain't. Get all that man for that shit. Nigga, he a teammate. He a Finals MVP. He the reason why he got your ass a fucking ring. I'm telling you, man. KG need to go back up there and find that nigga, whoop his ass again, like he should do in Boston. And practice. Go up in there and whoop his ass again. That's like he should do with Glenn Davis, should do with Kendrick, kick their ass. Whoop him.
All I'm saying is this dude is a disgusting hack. That's all I gotta say about it. Kendrick Perkins is a disgusting hack. I don't respect this motherfucker. And he need to go on somewhere.
This guy's a scrub. He's a scumbag. He's a piece of shit. Period.
Yeah, man, those highlights is terrible. ESPN won't put these highlights on TV.
Number lies. Fuck them, man.
ESPN won't put these highlights on TV, man. That's bullshit.
You made some other shit, bro.
All right, I'm done
cooking. Don't they shit on ESPN?
Huh?
All right, buddy. Done?
So, yeah, man, I'm done cooking this Bama, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and step on up out of here. I got to take care of some business real quick. But I appreciate you for coming on. Right. I appreciate the chat room. Make sure you subscribe to my Patreon. Smash like and subscribe, man. That's your boy. Scream at me. Oh!